Okay, so the population of a village is 2180. The population decreases by 3% each year. So the first part asks us to calculate the population in 20 years' time. Well, essentially what they're asking us to calculate is the population after 20 times the population is decreasing by 3% each year. So we can illustrate this mathematically as 2180 times, and then 0.97, just because that's 3% less than 1. 0.97 to the power of 20, since imagine if it's 2180 times 0.97 for first year, then 3% of that, not 3% of 2180, otherwise it'll just be the same amount every time. So that's equal to, then we can use our calculator to do this, so 2180 times 0.97 to the power of 20, and that gives us 1185.47, but since we can't have a half amount of people, that we can just round this to 1185. And now we can move on to the next part of the question. Calculate the number of whole years it takes for the population to decrease from 2180 to less than 1,000. Okay, so essentially we're going to build off what we had in the beginning, where we write 2180 times 0.97, except this time we're going to do it to the power of n, where n is the number of years, whole years, or number of years it'll take for the population to decrease from 2180 to less than 1,000. And so basically the inequality wants us to make this less than 1,000. But for the purposes of it just being easier, I'm going to make it equals to, so we can find the exact value of n. And from there we'll round up because it wants the whole number of years. So we can first divide by 2180 from both sides, so 0.97 to the power of n is equal to 1,000 over 2180. And now we can take the logarithm. So the log of base 0.97 to times 1,000 over 2180 is going to equal n. However, let's assume that we don't have the graphing calculator. And also with the graphing calculator, I don't think we're allowed to change the base. So it's better if you know the change of base rule. So the change of base rule, as I said in the logarithms video, means that what we get is log n is equal to log 1,000 over 2180 divided by log of 0.97. And I've left this as a fraction over here so that we don't have to truncate or get numbers that aren't exact value of what they should be. And now if we put this into our calculator, so log 1,000 divided by 2180 divided by log 0.97, we get n is equal to 25.5858555 ... And since we want the whole number of years, and it wants us to be less than 1,000, we're going to have to round up. So n is equal to 26. So even if this number here, was 25.1, we wouldn't round it down to 25. We'd round it up to 26, because 25 would be over 1,000. 25.1 is the part where it hits 1,000, so we need to be able to make sure that's below 1,000. So therefore, the answer we're given is n is equal to 26. So 26 years before it decreases from 2180 to less than 1,000.